Hello friends, my name is Avinash Kumar Sharma and this is my first video on software testing. So today I'll be giving intro about what is software testing. So coming to the part, software testing is combination of two words, software and testing. What is a software? A software is any application that runs on a computer hardware, and testing is to test the feasibility of that object, that application that is running on that software. So uh, what we exactly do when we do a software test, we try to execute program or an application and try to find what is the software bug in that software. So software testing is an activity to check whether the actual result matches with the expected result and to ensure the software system is defect free or not. It involves execution of software components or system components to evaluate one or more properties of that field of properties of interest. Software testing also helps to identify what are the errors, gap and missing requirements within that software, so that while delivering the final outcome of that software, we can all fix that and provide a fruitful and positive outcome of that software. It can be either done manually or using automated tools. So coming to the top point, why software testing is important. People say that it is not worth to test a software and it is a very untidy process. It takes a lot more cost and time and it is useless, but they are wrong. Testing is important because software bugs could be expensive or even dangerous. Also, software bugs can potentially cause monetary as well as human losses, and when we go through the history of softwares, we can prove that this is true. Taking the example of various incidents that happened in history, where we have Nissan car company have to recall their 1 million cars back to their industry because there was bug in their sensoring testing problems of their airbag sensoring detectors, which caused several accidents due to the software failure. And in 2015, when we go back, there's this F-35 planes which were damaged because there were software bugs in their target detection software, which couldn't allow that fighter plane to detect targets and fire their rockets correctly to that enemy planes. And also there were vulnerabilities in the Windows 10 software which need to be fixed, because using that vulnerabilities, the intruders could get access into an system with the flaws in that Win32k system files. So looking through these examples, we can say that testing is very important for a software. It needs to be worked and perfectionized before sending it to the organization for real purpose use. Now, basics. When we come to the basics of software testing, we already know that it is a black box testing either or white box testing. So what is black box testing and what is white box testing? Coming to the point, when we call a black box testing, so it is the technique that that ignores the internal mechanism of the system and focuses on the output generated against any input and execution of the system. It is also called functional testing. Functional testing, it is more majorly done by the tester who doesn't know about the what is the internal functionality of the system. He just works on the basis of trial and error method, and no algorithm procedure is required for this black box testing. Now, what is white box testing? As we discussed about the black box testing, similar is the white box testing, but The difference is that here we have tester as the person who knows entire structure of that application, who knows the internal activities that is going within that application. Majorly it is a developer who tests that performs that white box testing, and this is best suited for algo testing. Algo testing process can be done within this white box testing. So finally we come to the conclusion that black box testing is used for validation and white box testing is often used for verification. What is this validation and verification means? So verification is the process to make sure that product satisfies the condition imposed at the start of the development phase. In other words, to make sure that product behaves as the way we want it to do. Now validation, what is validation? Validation is the process to make sure that product satisfies the requirement at the end of the development phase. In other words, we can say it like product is built as per the customer requirement or no. This is called validation. Now types of testing, when we come to types of testing, there are different types of testing like unit testing, system testing, integration testing, functional, and lot more. So we now will come a briefing about these types of testing. So what is unit testing? Unit testing is the testing of an individual unit or a group of related unit. It falls under the class of white box testing. It is often done by the programmer that he or she has implemented is producing expected output against given input or not. Integration testing. Integration testing is a testing in which a group of components are combined to produce output. Also the interaction between software and hardware are tested. Integration testing if software and hardware components have any relation between them. Now functional testing, when we come on functional testing, it is the testing that is done to ensure that specified functionality required in the system requirement works or not. It falls under the black box testing mainly. Now next is, what is system testing? System testing is the testing that is done to ensure that by putting the software in different environment it works or not. System testing is done with full system implementation and environment, and this falls under black box testing. Stress testing. Stress testing is the testing done to evaluate how system behaves under unfavorable conditions. Testing is conducted at beyond limit of the specifications. It falls under the black box testing. Now comes performance testing. We know that when we talk about an application, its performance is very much important, so we must perform a performance testing to know what is the flexibility, what is the actual outcome of that application. So it is done to assess the speed and effectiveness of the system and to make sure that it is generating within specified time as in performance requirement. Because if it takes too long to generate an output, it is of no worth, it is of no use, because today we have applications that need to provide our results within a short period of time. So that only be the matter that can give a good review for that application, and it will be good if that performs well, if that software performs well. So coming to now usability testing. What is usability testing? Usability testing is performed to the perspective of the client to evaluate how the GUI is user friendly or not. How easily can the client learn? After learning how to use, and how professionally that client performs on that. software, how pleasing it is to use its design, and this all usability testing comes under the black box testing. So at the end of this session, we come to the conclusion that it is very important for software to be tested before delivering it to the corporate world and organization for the real-time use. And this is Avinash Kumar Sharma, and with this I wrap up this session. We'll come soon with our next video. Thank you.